Hey guys, so today I thought I'd make just a very quick video about a classic Batman story, and that is Scott Snyder's The Court of Owls. I've had these sitting on the shelf for quite some time now, and I finally got around to reading The Court of Owls as well as The City of Owls, and I thought I'd just make a quick video and talk about what I thought of this classic story. Let's do this. Okay, so a lot of people talk about the current Batman run written by Tom King, and they don't have a lot of good things to say about it. And a lot of those people would praise the previous Batman run, which is the New 52 run by Scott Snyder. So The Court of Owls is actually the opening story arc of the New 52 run by Scott Snyder, and he opened it up with a bang. The story starts off as a real sort of detective story. It really feels like a dark detective story. It actually reminded me a lot of the movie Seven with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. The first crime scene the Batman visits is basically a guy who's been impaled to the wall by a bunch of knives. Pretty gruesome stuff. I mean, once again, comics are definitely not for kids, but there is a lot of detective work going on in this story, and it's quite an enjoyable read. For example, the guy on the wall, Batman examines some dead skin that he finds under the victim's fingernails and runs it through a DNA test and actually finds out that DNA belongs to Dick Grayson. That's right, Dick Grayson, who you guys know as Nightwing or the first Robin. Turns out, spoiler alert, that Dick Grayson is part of the Owls bloodline. But yeah, so Batman's at this crime scene where this guy's been impaled to the wall with all these knives, and one of the knives has these little symbols of an owl, and basically he finds a message on the wall written in flames or something like that, that basically says that Bruce Wayne will die tomorrow. But wait a second, Batman is Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, Batman is gonna die tomorrow. And with that, we are off to the races. Now, The Court of Owls is an old Gotham folktale. It's a myth, basically, that not even Batman himself believes in. Batman actually tells a story in this book that when he was a child, he tried to find the Court of Owls with no success, because it turns out that Bruce Wayne, or Batman, was a bit of a detective from a young age. Beware the Court of Owls that watches all the time, ruling Gotham from a shadowed perch behind granite and lime. They watch you at your heart, they watch you in your bed. Speak not a whispered word of them, or they'll send the talon for your head. Scary shit, right? So yeah, The Court of Owls is absolutely an amazing story. I actually planned on reading this book. It's the first 7 issues, I believe, is in the first volume. And I basically thought to myself, you know, I'll read maybe 4 tonight and 3 tomorrow. I could not put this book down. I just basically knocked out the whole volume in the one night, and then I followed by knocking out volume 2 in the second night. It was an amazing read. Just the story really gets you with all the detective work, the mystery behind the owls, and Batman trying to discover this thing that he doesn't even believe in. For example, when he finds the owl's hideout. So apparently owls don't build their own nests. According to Batman, owls basically steal other birds' nests or move into abandoned nests. So Batman's like, these guys think they're owls, they must act like owls. So he actually discovers their hideout in the old Wayne Towers, that his great-grandfather built. His great-grandfather was a very superstitious person, and basically there was no level 13 in this building. Apparently that's actually a thing that people do. They don't build the 13th floor because it's bad luck or something like that, so it goes from 12 to 14, and Batman suspects that that's where the owl's hideaway is, on that 13th floor, because, you know, it's hiding in its enemy's nest, basically. But yeah, I'm not going to tell you this entire story about the owls. It really is a good read, and you really should check it out. The most amazing part in the book is when Batman wakes up in the labyrinth. The Owl's Labyrinth. It's basically a maze, and he sees all this imagery in there. It's basically Batman going crazy. I don't know, I can't remember how long he's stuck in there, but basically there's not a lot of light, it's always dark, and then all of a sudden the light comes on. It's almost like you're getting interrogated, you know what I mean? He's in this maze, he's hallucinating, he's basically going crazy, and this is where this storytelling in this comic is absolutely amazing. You're reading these thoughts of Batman, you can tell that he's going crazy, and then Scott Snyder, who happens to be a genius apparently, there's one point in the book where he's going through this maze, going crazy, and all of a sudden you find yourself reading the comic this way. and I'm like, I read a few pages that way, and then I was like, don't tell me this book is about to go upside down. A few pages later, I'm reading this book upside down. It really gives you a sense of how crazy Batman is going inside his head. I've not read a comic, I don't believe, that really had that effect, and yeah, it really was amazing. Now, the bad guy in this story is called the Talon, or known as the Talon. I really like the look of this character. The Owl's family all wear that weird owl mask, but the Talon really has this costume of an owl almost. It turns out that the owls have some sort of formula or some stuff that can bring back the dead of their owl members, basically to create the Talons. The Talons are basically trained assassins brought back from the dead to do a mission, and then I think once they've done the mission they just go back into their coffin or something like that. And basically at the end of the Court of Owls, the lead into the City of Owls is basically find out that that is a whole room full of these Talons just sleeping in their coffin waiting to be unleashed. And of course at the end they get unleashed onto the city of Gotham. It is the Gang of Owls. So volume 2 basically is about the Night of the Owls, where they basically take over Gotham. I'm not going to go into that story. I didn't enjoy the City of Owls as much as I did the Court of Owls. The City of Owls was not saying it was bad, but that first arc with the Court of Owls, the mystery behind the owls, stuck in the labyrinth, it really was a must read. If you're new to comics, if you're new to Batman, or you're just not even into comics and you just want to read a good Batman story, it really has you by the edge of your seat. Like I said, I couldn't put the book down. I read the whole thing in one night. So yeah, that's all I really want to say about the Court of Owls. I finally read a classic Batman story. I am eventually, I think, going to make my way through the New 52 run of Batman. I'm not that into buying trades, but I feel like Rebirth, Tom King's Rebirth is my Batman, you know, it's where I started. So New 52, I don't mind. I'm going to buy the trade volume by volume, slowly work my way through it properly. I have read some of the Death of the Family stuff, but yeah, the Court of the Owls really was an amazing Batman story. Is it the best I've read? It's up there. I can't say off the top of my head right now if it is the best Batman story I read, but it definitely was up there. Definitely took me for a ride, and if you have not read it, I do recommend you read it. But thanks for watching, guys. If you have read the story, or if you haven't, please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the story. Love to hear your feedback. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, all that usual crap. And until next time, keep it simple.